Secret Invasion, Episode 2, titled Prophecies, and this episode is really solid. This is a really solid, well done craft episode. I mean, it's like last week, which I'm really surprised that this has gotten a 69% of Rotten Tomatoes. That, this went out. 7 out of 10 critics will recommend the first 2 episodes. Because... And the comments are like, it's okay, it's fine, it's nothing this, it's nothing but, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be covering 6 weeks of an okay show. Thanks you guys, thanks you, Hollywood Reporter and YT, all those places. But I'm watching it, I'm up to episode 2, and I don't know what's so bad about this show. It is crafted so well, it is setting up so much character work. It's giving you a sense of Nick Fury, a character who's always 10 steps ahead of everyone, or knows what to say, and when he says it gets done. And all the tricks that normally work doesn't work anymore. Like the scene in the restaurant between Rhodey and Nick Fury is fucking fantastic. It's like a 5-minute, 10-minute scene, and it's just the performances of Sam Jackson and Don Cheadle I'm like, are great. The writing of this episode, of that scene, is brilliant. Like, I can't help but gush about this entire episode. Like, the only action sequence is like a ambush, and because the Swells want to be all fancy, the Swells go and do flips and kicks and beats people up by doing doing all crazy stuff. And, but again, it's all about those characters. It's setting the groundwork of Nick Fury is on his own. And it's asking all these questions that, why can't Nick Fury just contact the Avengers? Why can't Nick Fury do this? And he's like, no, he steps out to work. So he's setting out the groundwork of why the stuff that, once again, normally work doesn't work. Like, the weakest part is the Iberian himself. The leader isn't the most interesting character. He's just not, like, so far. Like, we get the idea why he's doing it. He feels abandoned. Nick Fury said, "Hey, I'll be on Earth for you and looking for a home." And then Fury left after the blip. And Fury and the Swells feel betrayal, and they feel like we need to bomb every single human being on the face of the Earth so we can live in harmony. And we find out about the Swells. We find out that the Swells aren't so pacifist. They're like, hey, we're willing to go for a war. We're very willing to fight our place if it's needed. And we find out origins of why they were in the situation that they were in, that we found them in Captain Marvel. So it's all groundwork. It's all world building so far in this episode. It's all world building. It is basically one of the situations where it's like, where's Nick Fury? It just I really enjoyed this episode. We did have. If you're not watching Secret Invasion right now, you should. I mean, even the scene between Carlos and Fury, like Fury, Nick Fury is the best part of the show. He is the main character of the show. Him talking about fried chicken as a way to say, hey, I just told you something about myself that I haven't told anyone. Now your turn. And the bickering into, like, it's just, this is so well written, so well put in place. The politician stuff, now the only thing I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes, is the origins of the Super Swole. Now the Super Swole isn't going to be like what he is in the comic counterpart, because the Super Swole is a merger of all of the Fantastic Four's powers. So you have a Swole that can switch and has super strength and can turn invisible and be on fire. Like, you got all of those elements, but it's a Swole. So I think clearly we're gonna have those elements, but it's gonna be it's different. It's gonna be different, even if it's just like, hey, they have super switch. They're able to switch and that's it, or they're able to shoot fire and that's it. Don't go full on invisible. Don't go full on like, hey, sneak peek of the Fantastic Four movie, like with Secret Invasion. Don't. It's just, I'm curious how this is going to go, because this is in a world of the Avengers and a world where superheroes exist inside the MCU. This is the most grounded. It's the most real. I mean, I saw a torture scene where a man gets his finger chopped off, and they really show as much you can do getting a finger getting chopped off in a PG-13 show, as much as you can. It's just this is. I feel like it's just gonna be like 6 weeks of just me gushing about how great each episode is, and that's what you want. You want, like, it sucks when like Willow comes out and I'm like talking about a show that I'm not enjoying, or has some elements but the joys of it I don't really care for. I want each week to just say, oh, that was great, that's great, and that's what Secret Invasion is. A little bit more when Echo comes around, that might be 6 hours of me just going, what the fuck am I watching? But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next week when it comes to episode 3, and we'll see Nick Fury is married to a Swole. Let's see how this goes.